And we're just going to start with the motivation and the refuge and bodhicitta prayer and a short mandala offering. And then I'm going to pass over to Shan, and she's going to lead a meditation. So beginning with the motivation, I think right now it's good that we think about the suffering in general in the world, and particularly the issue of racism has been highlighted in the past week or so because of the killing of George Floyd. And we can think in general about racism and the suffering that it's created throughout the world in different cultures, in different situations, and throughout history, actually, or certainly in the kind of history that we know about. Maybe there was a time before, we don't know. And just thinking about the suffering that is experienced through racism, generate compassion in your heart, please. And the compassion naturally leads to the wish, may beings be free from suffering. Naturally leads there. And because of the numbers involved and the complex causes for suffering, we need to become enlightened to really benefit others. It's not enough just to be an ordinary human. We can only do a very limited amount of help. So thinking like that about the suffering, generating the motivation, may I become enlightened. And for inspiration to become enlightened, taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we recite the refuge prayer. Sangye chodan soki chognam la changchu badu dadni kyapsu chi tagi jin soki pe sonam ki dola penche sangye du parashog. Sangye chodan soki chognam la changchu badu dadni kyapsu chi tagi jin soki pe sonam ki dola penche sangye du parashog. Sangye chodan sogi chognam la changchu padu dagni kyapsu chi tagi jin sogi pe sonam ki tola penche sangye tu parasho. And when we offer the mandala, this is a sort of symbolic offering of our whole world. Whatever we experience as our world. But instead of presenting it as something negative and pure, we transform it mentally into a pure land. In a pure land, there of course is no such problem as racism. And then we offered this to the Buddha as a kind of request. Please take care of us and all sentient beings through your teaching and guidance and protection. Sajipagi Jojing Medog Dramri Rabling Shi Nidegyan Padi Mandala Kandiryataya.
We're going to start with meditation on Tara. Andy sent around the recent prayer that Kadrala has kindly written for us. So we'll use some of her words.
We have some problem hearing you, Shan. Can you try fix the audio?
Yeah, thanks, Nissan. Thank you for telling me. Can I check if that's okay? The trouble is when I start meditating, I go quiet. So great. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with a meditation on Tara, using a few of the words from Kadrala's prayer, but also visualization. But first of all, I just want to introduce you to the background story to Tara, who it is said was a princess in a previous world system called Yeshidawa, primordial wisdom, moon. And there was a different Buddha in that world system, and she took a pledge for bodhicitta and wished to liberate all sentient beings. And she went about this by practicing very intensively with great samadhi, with great concentration. And it's said that she would pray and do her practice to liberate beings, and she would practice, and so many beings were liberated before she would have her next meal. So this went on, and she was a great example of a Dharma practitioner. She didn't really leave the palace. She just spent all her time focusing on liberating sentient beings. And so some monks noticed this and came along and said, you know, you're such an amazing practitioner. You should request to be born a man next time. And she, of course, said, well, you know, this is absolutely not necessary. This is a complete mistake, that I need to be born as a man to become enlightened. So she said this was, you know, completely the wrong assumptions. And so, but she thought, well, perhaps there aren't many examples, you know, that are kind of well known about female Buddhas. So she vowed then that in all her lifetimes she would take rebirth as a female until she became enlightened. So, and then that Buddha, when she made that vow and that pledge, said, actually, this will continue into other world systems. You will appear as a female to benefit beings in the female form. So this has continued down to this world system. So what we should think about is, let's actually visualize green Tara together. Nissan might put up a picture if he's able to screen share. So visualize yourself surrounded by all sentient beings in all their forms, not just human. But if it's easier to visualize them all as human, that's fine. Really, you should just have the sense that every single sentient being is surrounding you. And in front of you is green Tara with emerald light. She's not made of substance, but transparent, vivid, radiant, emerald green light. And she's manifesting out of this compassion. And she's also the embodiment of wisdom. Her face is very, very peaceful, slightly smiling, dark hair, half tied up, half loose. She's adorned with all the jewel ornaments, like anklets and bracelets, etc. And her eyes are very loving and compassionate. And they're looking down at you with such deep compassion, just as a mother would look at a child. And her right hand is in the gesture of granting realizations. And her left hand is near her heart center, representing the three fingers, representing the three jewels. And in both hands she holds an Utpala flower, which is the night lotus. It emits its fragrance at night when the moon is up. But this whole visualization is made of light, but we should see her as very present and alive and with us, because we've requested her to come here. And since countless eons ago, she has been benefiting beings who wish to be liberated. And that's why she's known as the Great Liberator. And her mantra is also a mantra that of Ontari Tutari Turi Soha, which is to liberate from the fears, which are the afflictions, to liberate from samsara, and also to liberate from nirvana, so that we don't slip into everlasting peace, but remain to benefit beings once we are enlightened. It also contains the meaning of the entire Lamrim, right up to enlightenment. So we need to have confidence when we think of Tara, not as any kind of ordinary being, but as a manifestation of all the Buddhas, the mother of all the Buddhas, all arising from the same wisdom, emptiness, and bliss, for the benefit of all beings. And she has special power to remove all obstacles towards our enlightenment, but also to the obstacles that come about through our inner obstacles of our mental afflictions, but all the physical obstacles that might come to us as we progress along the path. And that's why her right leg is already stepping down off the lotus, ready to help. So if you could show the picture of Kadrala, who wrote these few words, we'll feel that she is here with us. She is also the embodiment of Tara. Tara, you are the wisdom that is primordially free, the very essence of all. Tara, you are the Dharmadhatu, the mother of all Sagatas. Tara, you are the supreme mother of all Buddhas. Tara, you are a special friend to all practitioners. Tara, You are the mother that cuts the life force of all negative actions. Tara, you are ever catching us with the supreme hook of compassion. Tara, you are ever binding us with your lasso of kindness. Our courageous, strong mother is wisdom, primordially perfected. She holds all beings as if her only child. To have impure vision, to see the ordinariness of things, of earth and stones and so on, is to be separated from the mother. To be without compassion and bodhicitta is separation from the mother. To grasp and obsess about an independent reality and an autonomous self is separation from the mother. To have a dry intellectual understanding of secret mantra and to sprout mere words is separation from the mother. To see the interdependence between mother and child is what it means to be your child. To see the emptiness of things is what it means to be your child. To see emptiness as dependent arising is what it means to be your child. To know the suchness of my mind is what it means to be your child. To know the illusory nature is what it means to be your child. To see the union of all-pervading awareness and emptiness is what it means to be your child. To remember the unfailing law of cause and effect is what it means to be your child. To have an attitude of disillusionment with samsara is what it means to be your child. To have faith and pure vision is what it means to be your child. To be continually altruistic is what it means to be your child. To view myself and all other beings as equal and to actively exchange my happiness for their pain is what it means to be your child. So holding this meaning and this inspiration from Kadrala, concentrate on the visualization of Tara in front of you, alive, compassionately smiling at you and all sentient beings. And you can say the mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha quietly to yourself. And when you say the mantra, visualize that from her left hand, where her thumb and ring finger touch, holding the Vidpala flower, that light beams come from there, also full of nectar, and they go out to you and all sentient beings. And these light rays provide all the immediate necessities for sentient beings, as well as the longer term, removing all their impurities, their afflictions that will cause obstacles in the future. And also purify all the painful circumstances that they experience in the short term, along with purifying the causes for them so that they don't receive these in the future. So say the mantra and send this light out, and you can visualize it should go to all beings, but you can visualize certain beings that may need this light at this time or particular circumstances. Imagine these situations are being resolved through this light coming from Tara into you and all sentient beings. Imagine that as this light enters into yourself and all beings, all afflictions are removed. Completely purifying all the causes for future suffering. And then Tara comes to the crown of your head, and all sentient beings becomes very small in the form of light, slips down your central channel to your heart center. Where your mind and Tara's mind are completely united. And through this blessing, pray that you may quickly become enlightened and be able to liberate beings as Tara demonstrated.